You keep telling yourself you're okay, that you're just tired, that maybe things will feel better tomorrow. But deep down, you know something's missing. And it's not someone, it's you. You scroll, you smile, you keep busy. But every silence feels louder, every pause a reminder. You're not present in your own life anymore. Carl Jung believed that true healing begins not by adding more light, but by facing what we've buried. And maybe that ache in your chest isn't loneliness in the way we usually think of it, but a gentle alarm that you've lost touch with the one voice that matters most, your inner self. How many times have you reached for something, someone, hoping it would fill the emptiness, but nothing ever does because the space you're trying to fill wasn't meant for anything outside of you? This isn't your fault. You were taught to perform, to achieve, to be useful before being whole. But something inside you is tired of pretending, tired of the noise, the masks, the distance from your own truth. And maybe, just maybe, the most radical thing you can do today is stop. Not to fix anything, not to change. Just to listen, to breathe, to feel the part of you that's still here, waiting. You're not alone, you're just being called home. Hey, can I ask you something real? Do you ever feel like you're playing a part? Like you're smiling just enough to be likable, talking just enough to not seem distant, functioning just enough to look fine? Yeah, I see you. You've gotten really good at wearing the mask. So good that maybe you've even forgotten what's underneath it. But here's the truth no one talks about. That mask, it's heavy. And after a while, it doesn't protect you anymore. It isolates you. It silences your truth in exchange for approval. Carl Jung called this our persona, the version of us we show to the world. And while it helps us survive, it often keeps us from living. Because every time you say yes when you mean no, every time you laugh while your chest feels hollow, you move a little further away from yourself. Not your role, not your resume, but the real breathing, feeling you. And maybe that's why you're tired, not just physically, but soul tired, because pretending to be okay is exhausting. So let's pause for a second. Who are you when no one's watching, when no one needs anything from you? I'm not saying you have to rip the mask off today, but maybe you can loosen it. Just enough to breathe, just enough to remember there's still someone beautiful underneath it all, and they deserve to come home. There's a reason you feel disconnected. It's not because you're lost. It's because you've been walking too far away from yourself. Carl Jung called it individuation, the process of becoming who you were always meant to be. Not what the world told you to be. Not what your family expected. Not even what your fears allowed, but you. Unfiltered. Whole. You see, life teaches you how to build walls, how to perform, succeed, belong. But no one ever teaches you how to come back home, to unlearn, to listen, to remember. This journey, it's not about becoming something new. It's about shedding what's not yours. The labels, the roles, the noise, until you meet the quiet voice that says, this is who I am. And yes, it's uncomfortable. You might feel like everything is falling apart, but what if it's not falling apart? What if it's reorganizing so you can finally live from the inside out? Individuation is not a spiritual buzzword. It's the most honest, raw, sacred commitment you'll ever make to stop running and finally sit beside the parts of you you've abandoned. So if you feel the pull, the ache to slow down, to go deeper, to find what's real, don't ignore it. That's not confusion. That's your soul knocking. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to begin. And maybe that's enough for today. There's a part of you you've been trying to hide, the one that feels angry, jealous, afraid, the one that remembers pain you'd rather forget. You call it weakness, darkness, maybe even shame. But Carl Jung had a different name for it, the shadow.
It's not here to ruin you, it's here to reveal you.
You see, the shadow isn't your enemy, it's every part of you that was once rejected, silenced, or judged by others or by yourself. The emotions you were told were too much. The dreams you gave up on to be realistic. The rage, the fear, the tears behind the smile. And the more you push it away, the louder it knocks.
I know it's scary. You've worked so hard to hold it all together, to be kind, to be good, to be liked.
But healing doesn't come from perfection, it comes from honesty. So what if, just for a moment, you stopped running from that part of you? What if you sat with it, listened to it, not to fix, but to understand? Because underneath the pain is a part of you that's still alive, still burning, still real. And maybe, just maybe, it's the part of you that can lead you home. You don't need to fight the darkness, you just need to hold it close enough to hear what it's trying to say.
You're not broken, you're just finally ready to feel. Maybe you've been looking for answers everywhere, in books, in people, in productivity, trying to fix the emptiness with more noise, more effort, more shoulds.
But what if the answer was never out there? What if all this time you were just being asked to come back? Not to who you were taught to be, but to who you've always been underneath it all. Carl Jung believed that healing doesn't begin when we chase the light, but when we learn to sit with both light and shadow. Not judging, not escaping, just being. And maybe right now, that's all you're being invited to do, to stop, to breathe, to feel your own presence again. The quiet knowing that says, I'm still here. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to rush. You're not late. You're right on time for your own becoming. And maybe that's what home really is. Not perfection, not clarity, but a soft space inside you where all parts of you are welcome to rest. So if your heart stirred even a little, leave a single dot below. Let it be your quiet yes to yourself. And if this message reached something deep inside you, don't forget to subscribe. Walk with us as we remember the way back. Share this with someone who may need it, because sometimes the most loving thing you can do is remind another soul that they are not alone.